Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rini, this is the Enchanted Planner, and today we're doing my Q3 goals page. I'm a little bit behind, but we're going to do, because here's Q1, here's Q2, I'm going to do Q3. So we got my letters, which came out of these ones, and the number 3 is out of the Planner Basics Mini. That's what it is. Planner Basics Mini. And then I think we're going to use up the rest of these. I don't exactly know how well they're going to work, but because I use a lot of boxes and stuff on these, as you can see, we might be able to get away with using up these because it's all I've got left on this sheet. I have another book, but I'm really trying not to get into it if I don't have to. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. So if we cut like these in half, we should be able to make this work. That's my thought anyways. Okay, so tweezers. We need tweezers. I also have wax paper. So we're going to have a look at these. Get them onto some wax paper so they can get a little bit de-stuck, and then I'll de-stick them a bit more on my arm. This, I think, was part of something, so I'm not exactly sure how we're going to work that in because it's quite a big piece. I don't know if there was like a floral strip. I could pull out the other book and take a look and then I'd know for sure. But hey, guessing is fun, right? We'll just guess. Okay, and then we have those bits too. So if we take like this guy and we cut it in half and I put half at the top and half at the bottom, that might work, right? That's what we're going to go with. Excuse me. So what y'all been up to? Me, not much. It's like I'm dragging my butt today. It's Monday, whatever day Monday is. I don't know when this video is going live, probably someday this week. If not today, then maybe tomorrow. But yeah, I've been dragging my butt so badly. So bad. It's terrible. I'm so tired. I'm just exhausted. So we're trying to perk ourselves up today. Come on. Come on. That did not go down exactly the way I wanted it to. So let's hopefully get this up. Let's get the tweezers. That might be a brilliant plan, right? Might be a little bit easier to lay it down when I'm not fighting. Okay, there we go. Excellent. Okay, now the next one I think we're going to tackle is this one. If I can get him up. This one's really sticky for some reason. My voice keeps trying to go in and out too. My allergies. It's like, oh my gosh. Okay, so if we do that one like that, somehow that kind of fills that in nicely there. Or we come at it from this angle. I don't really know about that. I think I prefer this, even though it's a little weird. If we come in like that, I can probably make one of the other stickers or maybe even some of the cutoff stuff we've had work to fill in some of the other. That's almost too much on this side though. So like if I give myself a fold in half mark, it gives me a little bit of a guide. Oh yeah, okay, I can make that work. We're just going to angle this a bit like so. And then we're going to trim this guy off. Without cutting the paper would be awesome. Voila. And then we'll take this one and we're going to fill it in down here like that. And then, like I said, we have little bits. We also have this little one, but I have these like little pieces, which should be able to work in here somewhere. Like this one might actually work kind of up here in that corner. And if I move this one over, we might be able to make the other side work down in that corner. See, I'm thinking it's all about piecing it together kind of like a puzzle sometimes. And this is why I like to de-stick my stickers quite a bit because there are times where this is going to happen. So we're going to move this one over like so, even though that kind of went down crooked, like that. because when we come in with this one, we're going to go like this up top there. And then we're going to take this piece and we're going to slot it in right here down in that corner. See? Excelente. All right, let's flatten everybody down now that I'm happy with it. And this is just a craft scraper, but I call it the sticker squisher. So it's always linked in the description. Everything's always linked in the description if I can find a link for it. If I do miss something and you're curious, just let me know in the comments and I can let you know if it's just I couldn't find a link for it, or because there are often times that, I'm sorry, with Menno Brain, I actually literally forget. I hate to say it, but it's, you know, the honest truth, right? There are times where just with Menno Brain, it doesn't work. So I have this piece too, which we could probably kind of work in here somehow, like that, and then that would fill in the top, although I'm not really fond of that, but I do have this piece as well, which might work a bit better, just to close in the top kind of deal. How do I feel about that? I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. Right, so let's take that and we'll trim that off like that. Now there's not really much I can do with this piece because it's perfect for a corner, but it will kind of, actually, you know what? Hang on, I might be able to make this work. Like literally just bringing in a little bit more green down the bottom. And then this piece of sticker is officially trash because there's not much you can do with it having three sides, literally. But, you know, I do like to maximize and get as much out of the stickers as I possibly can. So, I mean, like we got this piece, which might kind of, oops, don't go yet. I'm not ready for you. We could probably cut just the leaf out over there. So let's do that. Take that off. Hey, I didn't want you to stick with the stickers, man. Considering they're non-stick stickers, they haven't been really no stick for a long time. Seriously, my top one's kind of trashed. And if we stick that in there right there, like that, right? And then we can probably take this piece down here somehow. Maybe not. But I also have this little pink piece, which is literally just a leaf, which might help fill in. I don't like the look of that. Let's see. I don't like the look of that. Okay, I think we've maximized as much as we can. So let's go back over here and I'm just going to flatten in the friend we brought in. And if needed, I still have those pieces. But now we need to get our letters put together. So let's start with that. I need to get this guy off the bat because he's going to be in my visual line of sight and it's going to drive me a bit crazy. So let's put these back on here. I knew when I looked at this the other day when I did my dashboard spread using this sticker book. I looked at this originally and I'm like, I don't have enough to do a whole like classic spread, but this is where like these little bits and pieces come in handy, is for using them for things that aren't planner spreads, like these goal pages or that's a cue, not a you guys are probably all yelling at me. That's a cue. That's where these little bits and bobs come in handy, like the stuff that's not quite enough for a full spread, but it does work in this. They also work in the mini if you're using a mini. If you don't have quite enough to work on like a whole spread, they do work in a mini. I just don't use a mini. I have in the past, but because I never really ever leave the freaking house, there's not really much sense in me having an on-the-go planner. Just, yeah, it never made any sense to me. Oh yeah, there's always a pain in the ass trying to connect. You can't really connect these guys. Probably could if I could turn it upside down. I want to go this way, but I don't really like that at all because the heavy should be kind of on the top just to match everybody else. So it's sadly just going to sit on its own right there. And then we have Q and then 3. Numéro 3. Or 3, actually, if I'm speaking French. I don't know why I wanted to connect those. What am I doing? They don't need to be connected. He also needs to stay down so I can get a visual on what he's going to look like. Okay. So, how do I want to, I kind of want them, I think like that. I kind of like the way they're laid out in this one too, right? So how far off am I? No, I'm pretty much on par, with the exception of my S is a bit out of whack. This is the benefit of wax paper. I can use it as like a light board. Okay, so maybe we'll go kind of like that. I also need to get the boxes in here, so I have to keep that in mind. Maybe we should put the boxes in first before we go getting too excited. So I pulled out black boxes because I wasn't sure. Like if we do, just want to get an idea on what these look like. Just open up the wax paper. I mean, that looks pretty cool. But I also pulled out the orange, the green, and the yellow. So I'm trying not to use all of my squares in this book. So maybe what we'll do is we'll take a look. Let's move you out of here for a second. Sorry, you're coming along with me on my process here because I want to see what this looks like. And if I don't like it, they can all go back in the book. So that would be one orange. And then because there's two different shades in this book that will work. One is the darker one, one's the, you know what? I kind of like the black against it better. It's just way more dramatic. Like when I kind of contrast, I like the black. All right. Well, I think I just inadvertently solved my own dilemma. This is why it's always good to try and play with things, right? Because sometimes, I don't know, what I think is going to look good doesn't look as good as I think it's going to. And then stuff that I don't think is going to looks freaking amazing. You know, it's Murphy's Law, people. Murphy's Law. Okay, so let's just stick these guys back in their home. And then I can move that out of the way. All right, so not that I really want to go using all my black boxes either, but I just kind of need to get an eyeball. So if we have one there, and we have, excuse me, one. Okay, so we have one, say there, one there. If I can get it down straight, that would be freaking amazing. Ah, tell you, frustration. Yeah, it'll work. Okay. Let's get these guys laid down and then we'll go through kind of, I'm going to start at the bottom, I think, and work my way up. So leaving room for my title box. Are we straight? We are straight. Okay, make sure I got enough room here for my title box or my header box. Yeah, it'll just overlap my florals a little bit, but that's okay. I don't mind that as much because you can still see them. And it just looks like they're tucked in behind, right? Pretty. All right, so now let's take these guys and get them kind of lined up as well. I need a ruler. Give me my ruler. Give me my ruler. Because then I can kind of get these at least straight. I want to try and be about the same width away from the thing, which means it's going to go about there. Excuse me. Sorry, that's probably terrible with the headset because it's right next to me. Or, you know what I mean? It's in my ear, which is close to my throat. Okay, so are we kind of in the center of those two? There. Okay, I'm happy with that. So let's get our little header boxes in underneath. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and then we need 3 more above those because these are going to be the next thing. Supposed to do 8, but I find trying to cram or excuse me, trying to cram. I was going to say 4, but it came out as a swear word, which is not what I intended. Trying to cram 4 of them across the page is quite tight, and I don't really like the look of it. So I'd much rather do it this way. Although now that I'm looking at this, I might have to move up the bottom row. Let's get a gauge here. Well, I guess we're going to find out, won't we? Maybe I should put down the goal. I know I can't make up my mind. It's been a while since I made one of these. I don't know that I filmed the last one of these. I should have, but I don't know for sure because I don't remember filming it. But I also film a lot of videos. So sometimes I do forget what I have filmed and what I haven't filmed. So I film pretty much everything, but not everything, if that makes sense. Because otherwise I'd end up, like at Christmas time last year where I did plan this and I had double uploads going up every day. I literally could have probably double uploads going up most days if I filmed everything. So I don't film everything just because I don't want to bore you guys either. I also want to put up content for you guys that you guys get something out of. That's important to me. I don't want to be putting up content just for the sake of putting up content. Now, I know a lot of other creators might do that, but that's not really my scene. Like everything I make, I have the full intention on using. If I don't use it, it's because it just didn't, something happened or whatever, like, or it wasn't needed, or I don't know. Sometimes life goes south, but everything I make, I have full intentions on actually using. I don't know. The unfortunate thing is I didn't really de-stick these down boxes. So will we move? Will we not move? Because if we're looking at that being, say, oh, that's pretty dang good. Okay, we're saying that's going to be sort of there. I do kind of need to move them up. Hope and pray with me, people. Hope and pray. Because I don't want to ruin my page. I don't want to ruin my page. I like my pretty page. So see, now they almost look too close. Oh, this is really not going to want to come up off of these. I always find that the paper stickers don't really like to come up off of the clear ones. Not without a struggle anyways. Like, I don't know if you can hear that, but it's like, it's fighting me. It's like, I don't want to. Something's crooked here. I think it's this one. I think it is you, my dear. So, probably have my glasses on. That might help me, actually. It's sometimes very difficult to tell if something's straight in my eyesight. Plus, it's under the lights. It's quite bright. So, we come down to that situation all the time. I'm like, is it straight? Is it my eyesight? Is it the lights? What is it? Okay, so how am I liking that? First off, I'm going to do myself my actual, and get my glasses, which might help with the lights too, because I got a low grade headache going on this morning. All right, now I think they're too close. So I think we're going to move this down a little bit and we'll find the happy medium. Don't you worry. I'm just kind of picky. And sometimes that pickiness causes me grief. Well, and then in turn causes y'all grief because you got to deal with me. You got to deal with my issues. Okay, so if we try that and that's a little happier. Okay, so now already let's see if we can get these guys up without too much problem. I mean, I can pull out the undo if I have to, but if I don't have to and I can get through with just like the sticker picker-upper and the and my fingers, I'm all the better for it. Because I love undo, don't get me wrong, but it's rather noxious. Like, this stuff stinks. I mean, at least it dissipates fairly well, but it is some smelly stuff. All right, I'm kind of trashing this one box here, but it's, again, on top of a plastic sticker, and they really don't like to move. This one shouldn't be too bad because it's not a lot on. Okay, so let's put you out there. And then let's move you. Ever so carefully. All right, so move this over to about there. Excellent. And we'll put his little friend underneath, who's so like, what did you do to me? I don't want to stay down now. Yeah, I know. I'm picking you up again, but you're not quite where I want you. Again, optimally in a perfect world, not having to pick up your stickers makes them a lot easier to work with. Once you've had to manipulate them a few times and they're not very happy with you, this is kind of what we're dealing with. Okay, we're almost straight. So one thing on this, I have a line to work with, like one of those, it's a very, very faint dotted line, because this is like a sheet of dotted lined paper, which I don't like for using for actual like writing and stuff, but it comes in not bad with things like this. Because it gives me something to work with, but it's not, too brutal. All right, so let's get our second one in line here, which I guess I should do his underneath first. The underneath first. All right, so it's about here. We'll put that down lightly in case we need to move anything around. And about there. We need one more of these for the center. And then let's de-stick this a tiny bit. Hopefully that is kind of center, but I'm too low. It needs to overlap the line just slightly. I can get my ruler out in a second to check, but I'm trying to eyeball it. No, I don't want you to, I don't want you pressed. I don't want you pressed down a ton. Hold on. Don't get too excited, Mr. Sticker. I just kind of want to lightly place you down. I need one of these. And again, let's de-stick this a tiny bit. And we'll slip that in there like that. Okay, so now let's have a look at the ruler. Find the edge of the page. Actually, those are pretty good. Okay, so let's put them down. And then I accidentally moved his buddy underneath. So let's get that flattened down. Okay, so other than the fact that I may have to glue down a corner here and there because they're pretty irritable with me because I move them so much. Okay, we have stuff down. Okay, so now the other thing we need to do is talk about what is going in each of these, excuse me, categories. And I need to find a pen. So hold on 2 shakes. Okay, I found a pen. Now I'm trying to make up my mind what categories I want to focus on in this next quarter. So I think we're going to stick with home. And health. So we'll go home, health. It looks like crap. Business. Let's go. What do I want to do? So we got health, we got home, we got business. We got, let's go finances. And then what do I want to do? I need 2 more. So last quarter I did home, business, finances, health, enchanted, and productivity. And I did really well in some areas and not so much in others. Just saying, the snow is bad. Some areas were not so good. Let's go family. And then one more. Fun. Let's go with fun. Okay, so now the question is, what am I going to do in each one? So I think I'm going to fill this out so I don't take up too much of your time, and then I will be right back and we're going to chit chat about them. Okay, we are back and we are filled out. Okay, so I think let's go through this. In home, I need to tackle my master bedroom and the craft room upstairs. Now, the craft room is, well, there's a lot of stuff in there. I need to sort out what I'm using, what I will keep, and what's going. Because there's a lot of stuff in there that I don't necessarily know that I have any use for anymore. So if it's not needed, it needs to go. This will not probably happen until I'm going to say maybe September, because it's the craft room is upstairs and right now we're in summer and it's very hot up there during the daytime. So I think maybe we'll kind of do these in spurts. Even the master bedroom, it's a little warm, but we'll make it work. Okay, health. I want to eat less sugar. Not that I eat a ton of sugar, but I have developed a little bit of a sweet tooth with menopause, which is not good for my body, or a lot of the menopause symptoms that come along with all these hormonal changes. So I want to focus on less sugar and getting in 3 workouts a week for the 12 weeks. Well, as we're now halfway into July, this may have to be adapted a little bit, but we'll work with it, right? In business, I'm going to focus on getting at least 30 shorts onto the Misfit Fitness YouTube channel, and I'd like to get up 12 new Etsy products. In finances, I want to, work on my sinking fund for Christmas, and I need to sell the shit. I have so much stuff hanging around that it's money sitting there that if I got rid of it, I could probably put that money into the Christmas sinking fund or towards something else. But so I just need to sell the stuff, right? Some of it included is Happy Planner stuff. So once I get it out of my house, I will be that much more ahead, right? Family, I'm not great for reaching out to my mother-in-law. There's a history there, but I've also really begun to realize in the last while that she's not getting any younger, and like she just turned 81 and she's getting frail. So I think she has a right, even though I have my differences with her, she has a right to feel family, surrounded by family in the last, probably what will be her last years of her life. So I don't want to take that away from her. So my perspectives are changing, have really changed over the last probably 6 months on a lot of things, family and family rifts and all that stuff. I just sort of changed my perspective on a few things. So I'm going to make an effort to reach out to her at least 6 times over the next 3 months. And then just more time with family in general. And then with fun, I have 3 date nights and then 3 lunch or coffee dates with girlfriends, because we don't do that nearly enough. And I went for lunch with one of my favorite, well, she's my longest standing friend, went for lunch with Chucky last Friday. And it just reinforced that I miss doing things like that. So, oops, we need to do a small punch. It's not huge, but a little tiny bit down in this corner here. It's the teeniest, tiniest little bit. I can probably cut it out with my scissors faster than grabbing the punch, but here we are. Okay, so let's put it back on the discs. This will probably look really smart on black discs, but it's on white right now. All right, you guys, that is officially a wrap. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you are not subscribed, hit the subscribe button on your way out. If you're new to our community, drop us a comment down below introducing yourself so we can formally welcome you to the family. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I will see you next time.